football team, all the media, and everybody visiting Alonso High School today. This is what we've been waiting on. It's definitely my privilege to introduce Anthony Chickillo, who's going to make his decision. But before I bring Anthony up here, just a couple of things I want to say. It's been a pleasure coaching him so far. We're looking forward to the rest of this season. But there's one thing about it. You can definitely tell this week of practice that he's been more relaxed, more focused on football, because he's got this behind him. It's really been weighing on him this past year, especially the last 6 months. He's had over 50 offers from Division I schools, and he's been meeting with coaches, emails, texts, phone calls. It starts to weigh on you, especially when you're a 17-year-old senior. But there's one thing about it. He told me, one thing about it. He goes, Coach, my mind's made up, I'm ready to go. And you can tell by the way he's practiced. But one thing about it, where he does feel bad is he feels like he's let about 49 or 50 guys down, because he's really enjoying all the coaches. He loves everybody out there. And this decision's really been hard on him. But he's made it. I know he's been relaxed all week in practice. He's been getting after it. And he's ready to go in his future. So here he is, Anthony Chickillo, to make his announcement.
Before I make my decision, I'd like to thank a few people that helped me get here to this point. First, I'd like to thank God. Without Him, none of this would be possible. And the next two people I'm about to thank are the most important people in my life, my mother and my father. And before I tell you why, I'd like everyone to stand up and give them a round of applause. Cooks for me. She takes care of me when I'm sick. She makes my lunch every day, so she does everything for me. She's the most incredible, most beautiful, most amazing woman I've ever met. And once again, give me a round of applause. My dad, my hero, my inspiration. He's trained me my whole life. When I was a little kid, we'd be in the backyard, and I'd be, doing rib technique, swim technique, and I really didn't understand what I was doing then, but I understand now, and I love it with all my heart, and I love both my parents. So please give a round of applause again. I'd like to thank the Alonso staff. Everybody here at Alonso has been great with me. I'd like to thank all my teachers. And, just give them a round of applause, please. The recruitment process for me has been, a dream come true. My whole life I dreamed about getting recruited, and I worked for it my whole life. I've talked to some of the coaches I dreamed of talking to. Like Coach Berger, Coach Monty Kiffin, coaches that offer you a scholarship and you only can go to one school. And I probably realized that a month ago. So it's been a very tough decision on me. But what I learned is you only can go to one school. And in 1950, my grandfather started a legacy at the University of Miami. Became the school's third All-American. 30 years later, my father continued the tradition established by my grandfather. I've always been a cane at heart, but I need to do what's best for me. And what's best for me is continue the legacy of the University of Miami.
Was it as easy as just your grandfather and your father going there, or was there a lot more to it?
It was just the best place for me. You know, I looked at the depth chart, our position with the coaching staff. My relationship with the coaching staff was great. I couldn't ask for more, and I'm just happy to be a Hurricane.
Awesome. Coach Shannon, what was your first impression of Coach Shannon?
I know Coach Shannon since I was 6 years old. I really can't even remember my first impression of him.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Anthony. So I talked to Anthony. He said it wasn't as easy as just my father and my grandfather went there. So there were other schools involved.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got to when you get recruited by like a USC, a Monty Kiffin,
right.
You're gonna listen.
Right.
You know, you look at Urban Meyer, McCartney up there at Florida. We really liked him as a line coach. Jimbo Fisher, Saban at Alabama. I mean, these are big names, and when they come McCullen, you know. But I think Randy, in the end, had the advantage because he's really worked with Anthony since he's been about 5 or 6.
Right.
When he attended Butch Davis, Larry Coker, and of course Randy's football camp. So Randy stayed with it, and I think he won out because he had a better relationship with Anthony interpersonally.
How many official visits did Anthony use?
Well, he didn't go on any official so-called recruiting trips, but he did go to 6 schools in the summer. He did a tour. We paid for him to go on a recruiting trip to visit some schools to get an idea how the campuses were, meet the coaches that he was going to be considering working with, and you know, so he could make a real good decision. It wasn't about the legacy, the it was really what was about what was best for Anthony.
Did it not hurt that not only did 2 generations of Chickillos go there, but also UM is known as defensive line U? Did that help?
Oh, sure. You know, when I came out, we were a defensive tackle school. You went to Miami to be a defensive tackle, a nose guard. I think I might have been the first guy ever that wanted to be a nose guard, you know. So it was one of them deals where, you know, he's following a real good tradition. You know, when I came in, I followed a 2-way All-American. They don't make 2-way All-Americans anymore.
No.
So it's tough to follow that legacy, and I've warned him about, you know, what might happen from a media standpoint. Because it isn't always fair when they do comparisons.
And since Anthony's made this decision, do you see a change in him? Maybe more calm?
I think he's more relaxed. He was a little more relaxed this week. The first week he was really uptight. You know, he was playing against a team where he got injured in, and he was asked to play middle guard, which was a new challenge for him. And you know, he's got to focus on winning games here at Alonso, and we got to get the media circus kind of away from the school and away from Anthony's life right now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chickillo. On behalf of the Big County Press, thank you. All right, this is Chickillo.
Yes, it is.
Your first name?
Joni.
Okay, nice to have you, Joni Chickillo, here on Big County Preps. We know Anthony's a great football player, but what a lot of people don't know is he also maintains an above 4 GPA. Which are you more proud of, his football skills or his academic skills?
Probably more of his grades and his skills outside in football second.
Now, knowing the history of the Chickillo family as you married in, when Anthony was young, did you foresee something like this happening?
I would say at the age of 7 or 8, there was something that was clicking in Anthony's head as far as setting a goal. At 7 or 8, his goal, and he's written essays about this, that his goal was to get a football scholarship, not only a football scholarship, but to the University of Miami.
So that was his goal.
When other kids were out playing, Anthony was running and preparing at a young age. He didn't know what he was really preparing for, but he knew in advance.